Hi, folks. That's me, Andrea from Sony for Rumors. Please give me a thumbs up in the comment system if you can hear me, if everything works. Let me know if you can hear me and that everything goes all right. Seems, well, everything is okay. Hi. Last test. Folks, thanks for 99. Thank you for the answer. First of all, this is my very first live stream, considering that I have Sony for Rumors since 2009. Yeah, I waited a long time before doing this. And I'm currently in Italy, and it's very hot, extremely humid and hot. Also because I'm in the northern part of Italy, in the Alps, where it's actually really hot, like in Sicily. But you have the humidity from the thunderstorms that you have late afternoon. So I'm here with a cold beer. So this isn't going to be a professional live stream. And also my laptop is actually laying on a layer of cold ice, the frozen ice, just to keep it cold. So it's really that hot. And I'm doing that recording just with my camera on the MacBook Pro. So this isn't a high quality 4K recording, but I really wanted to do this just because I know there is a big rumor time ahead, really big, much bigger than we had now with the A6700. And before we move into this, I wanted to discuss a couple of things with you so that I get some feedback from you about what I can improve, what you would like to hear, and everything else. I have a quick schedule of points to discuss, and then I will read your questions and try to answer as best as I can. I wrote them down on my iPhone, so let's go through the list. So first of all, I'm not going to be my private life, but all you have to know is that the past 3 years were extremely busy on a private level. Happens sometimes in life, and now I'm trying to play catch up with a lot of technical issues on sonyaforrumors.com. I'm trying to slowly work on them. One of them is, for example, that some of you don't see the YouTube embedded YouTube videos. I don't know why some policy changed with ad blocker blocking YouTube and whatever. I'm trying to go around it. The second problem is the Twitter API. The posts I write on Sony of Rumors are no more automatically being posted on my Twitter Sony of Rumors account. They're no more synced, so I have to post them manually, and I have to solve this. Elon Musk did some change on the API, and it's not working. The third problem is, of course, the website being slow. I really tried basically to survive the past 3 years on sonyaforrumors.com. Just be sure that somehow it works. And now I plan the upcoming months to, as best as I can, to fix some aspects like the ads, the slow responsiveness, and whatever. I'm doing it step by step. Have a long list. This will take some time also because I'm not really technical on this stuff, so it will take some time to fix it. That was the technical part that I wanted just to tell you straight away. Then yeah, there's some other stuff I will discuss later, and then the rumors. I'm just reading a couple of your comments to not miss anything. Let's get into the A9 III. Yeah, okay, so okay. So I will now move to some other aspect and then answer your questions. Some other aspects, as I told you in my last video where I reviewed the Viltrox 60mm lens, I'm not buying gear very often. I do only own one camera as of now and 3 lenses, and that's it. The only gear I bought was the Viltrox that I will use for my selfies, and also that very small Sirui AM223 tripod that I need when I do my hiking or mountain bike tour. to record myself, because I planned actually to start doing some mountain bike videos, because where I live is the place is named Merano. It's in South Tyrol. The mountains are stunning, and I'm very passionate of to go mountain biking here, and particularly in valleys nobody is going, or you see rarely people, and I want to do some videos where I show uh, how it looks there, and also I want to show you how I use my Sony gear to record some nice videos and also take some nice shots. So that's the only gear that I bought as of now. I don't plan to buy anything else except of the probably next A7C2, which sounds very exciting. And now we come to the rumor part. As you know, the A6700 was certainly a solid update, but nothing that really not a head turner, for at least for us Sony Alpha rumors community. So only few people are likely to buy this camera, and it's a nice update, but nothing like that really makes me wow and think about going back to APS-C. I'm a full frame shooter since 2015, and I don't plan to go back. I have no reason for that. If I'm happy with the camera I own. And so what's coming next, it's much more interesting for us Sony Alpha Rumors fellowship, and also for myself, because now the time comes when Sony will announce a couple of full frame cameras. Two of them are pretty certain to be the A7C2 and the A9 III, and the third one is a completely new kind of full frame camera, higher resolution full frame camera. And the reason why I'm doing this video is because I'm a bit surprised that I was hoping to have more time for me, myself, and also to solve the technical issues on Sony for Rumors, and do some holiday and do some mountain biking. But it looks like Sony hates me so much. They likely anticipated some of the camera announcements. And I only have info from my two solid sources as of now, and I'm waiting confirmation from other sources, but it appears that one or maybe even two cameras could be announced very soon. And I was expecting before that those cameras would be announced in October. It might be 1 month or even more before that. But I'm awaiting confirmation before I share any date. I have the date. I think it's the right date, but just give me a couple of more days to be sure that I don't give you false hope that it's really coming that soon. And what else can I tell you about the camera? I have some info about the A7C2. Again, I'm not holding back because I'm a bad person and I want to annoy you. I have the few solid info I have. I tend to keep it as much as I can secret, in order to be able to double check it when I get other info, to avoid making mistakes, which do happen. Like on the A6700, it was put on the name, the sensor, the announcement date, and some other specs, but I still made two errors on the what I told you to be the confirmed specs. And that happened because a news source gave me a list of specs. The specs were right the first part, they were wrong the second part and didn't know it. I knew the first part was right, like the sensor resolution, the scroll wheel, and so forth. And that news source mentioned that, so I was nearly sure that news source was correct about all the rest of the A6700 specs. He was not, so that's why I missed those small details of the A6700 that I shared. I thought they were right, but they were not. So yeah, as you can see, it's not an exact work, because I can do mistakes, as I can read wrongly what they write me. It's also because the really trusted source tend to be very conservative in what they share, and just give me hints and not real full detailed specs to not get spoiled. And so it's a kind of very manual hard work to get to solid info. So what I know now about the A7C2, the A9 III, and also the third camera, I'm still keeping it for myself, just to be sure that I can slowly build up the rumors, so that when I talk to you about those cameras, you can be sure that Not sure, but you can be confident most of the info I will give you are close to the real camera, if not perfectly right. Okay, I will now read a couple of viewer comments and answer them, and then move on with what else I can talk about those cameras. Um, I bet the A7C II will have the A7 IV specs. That's what Tony and Chelsea Northrup are saying, and I bet this too. I think that will be a very good guess about what to expect about the A7C II. And next question, let's get into the A9 III. I can't wait. I have only two info about the A9 III from solid sources that I keep for myself. Definitely the A9 III will be a camera that has some new advanced features. So it's not reusing an old sensor, or there's on the sensor level a real development made for the A9 III. That will be very interesting to see. I would like to have a high megapixel camera with 8K 60p. I would like it too, but I think you are going to have to wait for the A1 II to get this. The FX10, I didn't hear anything about the FX10 yet. All I heard is there is a sort of cinema camera, compact cinema camera, film camera coming. That's all I know. What else? Somebody asked me in Italian. Okay, if I know something about the new Tamron lenses. It's quite silent on the Tamron front, which is surprising. We know that they plan to announce, I think, 5 lenses in this year, but some of those lenses that will come from Tamron will basically be E-mount lenses now made for X-mount and other mounts. So I don't know if there will what kind of new E-mount lens we will get this year from Tamron. Then the A7S III successor, FX3, FX6. Also, A7S III is not coming this. A7S III successor is not coming this year, likely in 2024. About the FX3, FX3 successor, I don't know anything. FX6 successor, there might be something this autumn. Let's move on to other questions. Michael Schäuble asked me if the new high resolution camera will be an alternative to the A7R5 or a different kind of camera. I don't know exactly what you mean, but I think that it's what I can tell you right now, it's something that Sony never announced before. So it's something different. But I hope on Monday I can show you some details about this camera. 300 GM, no info about this. Just say the date. I know, but I know. It's if it's true what I got, it's freaking soon. So stay tuned. Very excited about the A7C II. Me too. This is going to be an interesting, probably backup camera for my A7R5. So I want to have a second full frame camera, and that is a bit more compact without the EVF, something more compact. So the A7C II could be something for me. I'm also thinking about the ZV-E1. Could be ideal for my mountain bike tours to have it. But let's see how the A7C II will be. Update on the 85mm 1.2 GM. No info about lenses. It's super strange. I get info about cameras really often now, about the next full-frame cameras, nearly nothing about lenses, except of that 300mm GM. About that, I got some info that I will share in the future. Then John is asking me about the A7R5, if he is getting a firmware update for the dynamic active stabilization mode they added to the ZV-E1. It's Sony, folks. Sony is very conservative when it comes to firmware updates, so they do bug fixes for sure, but adding new features is something you have to pray to all known gods to make a miracle happen. I mean, I'll probably have to make a new video about the Sony firmware policy to keep pushing them to at least give us something, like keep us current Sony camera owners happy with at least some very basic new features that could really be implemented on the cameras we own right now. Um, let's move on. Can you give us a hint? Can you give us a hint about the third camera? About the high resolution camera that is coming? If everything works fine, and then on Monday, a video will go online on this channel, and then also rumor on sonyoforumors.com, where I will at least tell you what kind of camera you will have to expect. Okay, I think there's a fair chance I can tell you this on Monday. So stay tuned for the new video on Monday. Then let's move on to now. Can you go Alton? Steve Fantini. So you're making a video just to tell us you won't be sharing anything just yet? Yep. Yeah. So I just wanted to have a feed. The point of this video is to get a feedback from you about how my work was on the A6700 before I move on to the next rumors. The A7cII with A7 IV sensor means no uncropped 4K 60p. Yeah, could be. If it really has the same sensor, which I think is likely, and I think that's a safe bet anyway to make, then yes. Any rumors regarding Zeiss, Voigtland, and Sigma? Zeiss, nothing. I had some discussion with people close to Zeiss. They're really not doing any lenses anymore. And there's a whole discussion. Probably I have to make a separate video about this, about the current market situation, which is very dire. And Zeiss recognized this very early, and they are really not interested in making any new lenses. Voigtlander, I don't know. Sigma, yes, Sigma say they're working on a different exotic version of the 70-200mm 2.8 lens. It means that it will have a different aperture and different focal length. Expect a lens like this probably in September, October. Do you know if the A9 III will have 32 megapixel? No, as of yet, I don't know. All I know is that it has a new stacked sensor. Please tell me the A9 III will have a fully articulating screen. I don't know. I guess, but I'm not sure yet. End of August, I bet. It's a good bet. Will the high megapixel camera be a FX model? No, definitely not. Maybe if Sony is going to do a high resolution 360 camera. No, not as I know. I think they should do 360 cameras. I'm using it right now. I'm currently testing some action cameras with my mountain bike. And probably because I have a mindset of a photographer, I'm very unhappy with the results. They're, it really feels like many steps back from full film. I would love to have like a aps-c action camera. Imagine it. I think there's a market for it. I would buy it, but I don't know. I don't know if Sony will ever do this. A1 successor, any info? No info as of yet. The first A7C, two first specs, they will come soon. And like I said, expect something like very close to the A7 IV. So that will not be really a surprise. A7C2 release date? Soon. Very soon. Whenever as soon as I can, as soon as I have a second confirmation about the date I got, then I will post it on this channel, the exact announcement date, but it should be soon. And with soon, I mean not in 3 months. Okay, much before that. Yeah, I'm friend with Fujiruma's guy. Very friend. About the A9 III, what I can tell you. The next video about the A9 III will be about the whole spec list I got about the A9 III from a news source. So definitely high chance it's total BS, but it's so detailed and there are so many details that I would love the A9 III to really have, that I will share those specs just to get a feedback from you. Because if that would be the A9 III, it would be quite exciting. So I only know two things about the A9 III as of now, that it has a new sensor, and I also know exactly when it will be announced. But I don't have anything else, like any other info about the A9 III as of yet. And so I will post that spec list probably next week, just for fun, to see what you think about it, because some aspects would be really game changing if true. But of course, it's from a news source, so it could be total BS, but it's an unusual kind of spec list. So very interesting to read. RX 100 AIM coming. I didn't hear anything about any new RX camera. I think the RX lineup should be alive for Sony, and should be a kind of lineup where they experiment with new technology just to see how it works. That was also the initial idea of the RX lineup. If you remember, the RX full frame camera, whatever, those cameras came before the real full frame E-mount cameras, and they laid the path to the current cameras we have. So I think Sony should really push on the RX line just to have some fun and try new stuff. But the problem I see at the moment in the whole market is that many companies are very conservative because the market is shrinking. And so the first thing they avoid to do is to risk anything. While I think they should do the opposite. They should risk more to see what works. If they don't risk anything, they release less cameras, less interesting models, then of course it will just keep shrinking further. Um, I'm just skipping some of the things. FX3 tool release, like I have no info about this. There will be an A7S4, I think, yes, and it could be coming early 2024. Any info about the new lenses? No. 1635 GM2 release date. I don't have a release date. I got it from a solid source beginning of this year. I don't know what happened. The source usually is right. I don't know why Sony didn't release that lens yet. As soon as I know it, I will share it. A9 true price lens, I don't know. Tony and Chelsea made speculation about Sony implementing a new operating system on the Alpha E-mount cameras. I saw this video. I think they should do it. I still hate how my A7R5 connects with my smartphone, how long it takes to transfer a photo from my A7R5 to my smartphone. And then there are other steps before I can publish it online. It's still incredible how bad this works. And I think Sony should implement the Xperia software with built-in 5G or whatever in app system inside the camera. But I don't think this will ever happen. The A7C will be announced within the next 3 months. And I would even say much earlier than 3 months. So the early part of the 3 months. Sell the A7C. If you have an A7C and you want the A7C2, the A7C2 is worth the upgrade. So sell your A7C. Don't tell anyone that the A7C2 is coming before you have sold your camera. That should be a secret that we keep between us. But the A7C is a very big update compared to the previous A7C. Not only because it likely has similar or same A7 IV specs, but I don't know if I told you already this in this stream, but one trusted source told me that the A7C II will be a camera that pisses off current A7 IV owner. And when he says that, it means something. I have no info about the updated teleconverters. Sigma, I told you there will be some kind of 70-200 2.8 alike lens, much more exciting than those specs. And I think it's coming September, October. And A7S 4 sensor, I don't have info. About the 85 Sony, I already told you I didn't get any update. The A7C II will be priced below or above the ZV-E1. I don't know. I don't have info about the price yet. Jada Fabian wrote the A7C is an A7 IV with AI processor. Yeah, you're pretty close to the real camera. I don't have info about the EVF of the A7C II. I hope for sure that it's much better than the original A7C. I think it is, but I don't have info. I think the A7C II having some that kind of rangefinder philosophy where you always look through the EVF. The A7C II should have the best possible EVF. I like the one on the A7R4 5. Sorry, a lot, really. And I hope it's the same. Then for me, it would make sense that it has the same EVF of the A7R5. I keep looking at myself and not at the camera. So sorry. Now I have to learn on live stream to look into you in the camera. Will there be an A6900, A7000? No, definitely not. This year, definitely not. I told you Sony seems to not want to make a A7000 camera, so it's not. They don't think like Fuji. They don't think as aps-c like a very high-end system. For them, it's more like a chance to ease the entry into the E-mount system. So if you don't want to spend $2,000+, you can buy an aps-c camera, and if you want to spend more, you can buy a full-frame camera. So that's the way of thinking. I think they're wrong. They should do an A7000, but they don't listen to me. They didn't even care about when I complained publicly about the firmware strategy. Nothing seems to have changed, or at least I didn't get any update about this. But that's something I learned in those 15 years of work in the remote world, where I had some chance to talk with companies. You don't have to think a company as one person, where you talk to one person and then it's just a chain of command with people sometimes also in conflict with different goals, and so everything is it's like Alice in Wonderland. It's very strange. It takes some time before they really change, and they tend to get conservative once they're big. So that's my fear with Sony, that they're making nice cameras. So the A6700 is like, but sometimes when you see the competition, they really lack some aspects, and you wonder why they don't simply implement those features. And they lack so many things. But yeah. That's why we have to hope. That's why I sometimes also report about what Panasonic is doing and other companies. I think it's important Nikon and Panasonic and Canon, at least some of them, keep innovating so that Sony will have to eventually answer, or otherwise they will lose market share. Yeah, let's hope this will be the case, that Sony will be more innovative again, also when it comes to their firmware policy. RX1R replacement, no info. Anything, I don't think this will happen. Film I talked about. I don't understand the nice guy school question about the A6700 having a full frame mode open gate portrait with high resolution. No idea. No idea about the iCap on the A7C2. A6700 versus A7R5 crop mode. It's about the same. The question is, yeah, what kind of photography you take. The A6700 is much smaller, easy to carry. The A7R5 is much bigger. So, but I didn't make any image quality comparison between them in aps-c and crop mode on the A7R5. So I don't know if what's the difference. Don't think there's much of a difference. Blackmagic L-mount camera. I shared some info on this YouTube channel where I shared some specs and also some info about the possibly future Blackmagic L-mount cameras. So watch the videos on this YouTube channel. Just look around, you will find it. Because will the A7C be the best street photography camera? I hope so. I hope so. That's why I'm really thinking about buying the A7C II, even if I know that for my mountain bike videos, the ZV-E1 would be the wiser choice. But I want the A7C II because I also like the kind of rangefinder photography. I have here the Mamiya 7, this rangefinder camera. I really shoot a lot with it, love it, and I just love that kind of street photography shooting. Even if the A7C or 70 or 7C2 is of course not a real rangefinder, but just looking in the corner, having one free eye to look around, it's just my kind of photography. Why I think the A7C2 will annoy the A7 IV users, that's what the trusted source told me. He didn't explain why. I just guess it's basically an A7 IV with more advanced features. What kind of advanced features, like AI features, likely better autofocus, likely. I don't know if the price will be more affordable. No idea. But the source didn't actually tell me. But I'm sure he's right when he tells me this. Then usually he's spot on. They should listen to wildlife folks from high-end aps-c. Yeah. The ergonomics of the A7C2. But wait, the source told me something like he didn't share details, but he told me it feels like a more mature and solid product when you have it in your hand. So that's the A7C2 should, it was an experimental idea at the beginning. It seems that according to what I heard, that the sales were good enough for Sony to now invest some resource to make it more mature. So the A7C2 will be, when you hold it, it feels more solid. The grip and everything will be designed much better than on the original A7C. Overheating issue about the A7C2? No info about this. Info about the A7S4. I told you previously in this video that I have no info about this. I guess only in 2024 we will see, or early 2024 should get some info about this camera. A1 firmware update, I didn't get any info. There should be an update probably in autumn, but I don't know how big this update is. I don't know if it's just a bug fix update or a more solid update. No info, no real info. A6700 comparison with the R7, and so I didn't have a chance to test the A6700. Sony never, of course, invites me to any of those events where you can try the A6700. So I still have to hold in my hand. So I will wait before I give any meaningful opinion about the A6700. Thanks, Henrik. Andrea works for Sony. He's a source. Yeah, you got it. You got it. Yeah, sorry. No. Maybe one day when I stop Sony of rumors, I will really explain you everything that happened in those 15 years. And it's kind of crazy, but those companies, it's not really what I sometimes I imagine me being on your side, as a reader of Sony of rumors. And then you start thinking about what's really going behind the scene about everything, not only about my simple blog, but also about companies and whatever. And it's much more different in reality than you can think of. I had some contacts with companies, some direct, some many not direct, which means unofficial, some managers. And that world is really strange. Really, you could make a movie out of it. Psychology of those companies. And anyway, as I have no direct contact to Sony, it's from what I know. Also, there is very strict policy to not talk to me, which is understandable. I'm understand that Sony doesn't want info to get spilled out, so I'm absolutely okay with it. And I wonder sometimes, and that really I wonder if I would stop selling for rumors, if Sony would then call me just to say if they would be interested to hear my opinion about how I see the photography market, the photography world, given that I have some experience in this. I wonder if they would be interested to know about it. But yeah, but I know for sure companies, particularly Japanese companies, they don't want to talk to rumor guys. A7C2 best for photo video for better than A7R5? No, those are different cameras. A7C2 will definitely be more photo-centric camera, but those are different cameras. Don't know about the A7C2 image stabilization. Okay, I will stay online a couple of minutes more, 3-4 minutes, but then I will stop this live stream because I see also the questions they keep repeating and makes no sense to re-answer the questions. So try to, if you really have some new question now, make it. But I give you 3-4 minutes more, and then I will conclude this live stream for now. That one camera guy asked me, "Oh, folks on the." I have no. I didn't think anything about this. I didn't ask my sources anything about that limitation. It's a stupid limitation. I can just. I know other stories from Sony about other limitations and also other companies, and those are very arbitrary, stupid decisions made by some manager trying to, yeah, to of course, you have to get rid of that limitation, but those are absurd idiosyncrasies that live inside the company for a long time, and it takes some time before they get rid of them. Then other idiosyncrasies that I really know about and really funny. Maybe I should have do a live stream about that. But it's still super frustrating to talk to some of those managers when I talk unofficially with them to learn about how slow things go on sometimes and how absurd they are. So I think that limitation should not be there, and I have no idea if Sony plans to get rid of it. As of now, I don't think they will get rid of it. I mean, there are major, even bigger issues like the firmware policy strategy at Sony. They are still not making a change, even if the feedback is clear and loud, not only from my side but from bigger YouTubers, much more important than me. And Sony didn't really react as of now. Let's see. Hmm. Will the A7C2 price undercut the A7 IV? I don't think so. Love your job. Quantum Universe, funny name, asks me, love your job. Do you even know how important you are to us? Yeah, I'm currently entangled to you. And entanglement is the basic fabric of the universe. So very important. Yeah, thank you. How you get the rumor source? Um, it's also that maybe it's important that I clarify about how that rumor works. So first of all, I have the trusted sources and then news sources. And the trusted sources, I didn't look for them. There's some over time, over those 15 years, you know, you start to build up some trust. So there's a lot of trust involved in this work between me and the trusted sources. They can tell me stuff and then ask me to not share it, and I will never share it, no matter if you torture me. Um, so there is info like, as of now, that I know that I can't tell you, and they ask me to not tell me, and I will always, for example, whenever somebody, for example, shares me an image of a camera like the A6700 image that I leaked, I will always ask the source for double confirmation. You're sure that I can post this? You want me to change anything on the image? For me, trust is extremely important, and not only on Sony for rumors, but on everything in my life. So uh, uh, doesn't mean that I make it always right. You see, I can do mistakes, and it happens not because it's just happened because I'm human. I have a busy life. I'm traveling a lot at the moment, for example, so I forget stuff. I make mistakes. I misread and so forth. But anyway, with the trusted sources, I always try to be as safe as I can, respect them as much as I can, and then in time they also talk more easily than they did 3 years before, because they know they can count on me being honest with them and trust. So not cheating in any way, and that's for me very important. I think it's the only, as flawed as I am on Sony of Rumors, with technical issues on the website, me doing mistakes in communication, whatever. Um, there's always a nice, honest work behind, and I'm still the only one or sharing you info before anybody else. So I will be the first one to tell you when the A7C2 will be announced. About that, I'm sure. And also the A6700. I was the only one sharing info about that camera months ahead. And I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud, not only because I enjoy you reading the news first on my website, because I really enjoy a human aspect of working together and having trust. Something I really like. I don't know if I sound too stupid now. I don't know how, but I think life is short. I just lost my best friend last year. As you know, it's I had, you also probably in your life have many things going on, and what I learned in those past years, that it's valuable to have a honest life with nice, small, nice things, trustworthy. And for me, every time I talk to my sources and we share information, I feel that trust. It's very nice. That's a good motivation also for me to work on some informers. I now I really got philosophical and probably okay. A7C2 will be bigger than ZV1. Yes, I don't talk about other YouTubers that don't like me. It's there, so I'm not going to even mention the name now. But there are funny stories also in the YouTuber world. The thing that is very sad in the YouTuber world, and but in general in this world of websites, social network, um, It's that you get very addicted to just making noise. That's what most of the YouTubers and social guys on you see on Facebook and Twitter are. They just, it's very important to be the first to make as much noise as you can, even if you know if it's not true, that's not true, or you're unsure. And that's a kind of life I don't want to have. Um, it's a path to success in this world. I know, I understand. And if I don't make this, I'm not successful. But I just don't want to be like this. And so the YouTuber that was mentioned, the comment system, I had some chat with him. I think he's victim of his own success. Okay, I think that was it. Let's go through the list if I forgot something. No, nothing really important. So the very important steps now for the what's coming next to wrap it up. Um, Likely on Monday on this channel, I will share the first info about the new high resolution camera, the new first of a kind Sony high resolution camera that was never even mentioned or folk before. So it's a new kind of camera. I hope to share it on Monday. I think there's a 90% chance I can do this because in the meantime, I got two trusted sources telling me about this camera. So I'm feeling safe to share that info on Monday. I can do it on Friday, Saturday, Sunday because I'm off mountain biking. So I want to make it properly on Monday. That's the reason why I do it on Monday, not now, because it takes some time to write, make a video, take some and whatever. And yeah, I need some time for this, and I have it only on Monday. Then after, we will get the A7C2. I don't know if it's at the same time of the high resolution camera. I still don't know that, but both cameras should be announced very soon, within the next 3 months, probably the early part of the next 3 months. The A9 III, I have an announcement period timeframe, November, January. That's confirmed. So that should be spot on. I don't know if it's November or January. And about the 2024 cameras, those should be the A7S4 and the A1 II, from what I heard. That's the noise. That's the rumor going around. And for the lenses, I hope to get finally some info the next couple of days about the new lenses. Those should be the 16-35 GM2, the 85mm GM2, and some other updated lenses. Okay, folks, this was a very experimental first live stream, and please keep commenting on this video if you have some further suggestion about what I should improve. I just recorded it, like I told you, on my MacBook Pro, so there's no high quality. So maybe it's even better to not see my face in high quality. But I hope that if you think that this is a valuable addition to sonyaforumos.com and on this YouTube channel, if you think this is a valuable addition, please like it. This will mean a lot to me. Then I will try to make more of those kind of videos so that we can also learn from each other how to make things much more enjoyable and straightforward when it comes to rumor work and about the future camera talk. Yeah, that's it, folks. I thank you for having visited my my YouTube channel. Please, again, subscribe if you didn't do it. It would mean a lot. It would keep me pushing doing so. And I see you soon, folks.